Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May. Welcome to Lash Biz Babes, the podcast for solo beauty business owners who want to build a full clientele and create a business and life that they truly love. My name is Erica. I'm your host. I'm a lash artist turned beauty business coach, lash educator, and social media manager for salons and beauty businesses. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Welcome to this week's episode of Lash Biz Babes. My name is Erica. I'm your host, and today we are going to be talking about Google Business Profile for your lash or beauty business. Whether you already use it, whether you don't already use it, you're going to be able to learn something from this episode to either get it set up and get it going or to better utilize it. So first and foremost, what exactly is Google Business Profile? Some people know, some people don't, but essentially this is Google's free way of letting you list your business on Google, and it gets you put on Google Maps. So when like you search salon near me or restaurants in this town or whatever you put in the search bar, and it pops up with a list of results that are on a map. And it shows you all those different types of businesses like on the map in your area, right? So that's where your business will pop up in search results when you have a Google Business Profile. Now, this also allows clients to leave reviews, and it gets you, like I said, it gets you listed on Google Maps, and it's basically a great way to be able to get found in search results, get found by local potential clients, and really establish yourself in your local area. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I see a local business when I'm driving out and about and I look them up online and I can't find information about them specifically on Google, probably going to lose interest pretty quickly. And not only that, but like I said, it is a great way to get found by local potential clients online and just to get yourself on the map, right? So you can also list your business on Apple Maps. Just as a side note, I felt like when I did that, it wasn't as user-friendly and it wasn't as maybe robust as Google Business Profile. You're not able to like put posts up on there, and it's just like minimal information about your business, but it's still a good place to get yourself listed if you're not already on Apple Maps as well. But today we're just going to be specifically talking about Google Business Profile and Google Maps, just because it is something that has helped me grow my business so much, my lash business so much, and it also has helped so many of my social media clients be able to grow. That is actually one of the platforms that we help manage as well. One of the first things I wanted to talk about was the difference between your Google Business Profile and social media marketing, because while they both are online and they both do have some similarities and a bit of overlap, there is one big main difference between the two, and that is that on social media, we're trying to build up our know, like, trust with potential clients, right? We're planting seeds every day, getting our local awareness out there, our brand visibility in our area, building our local following, like nurturing potential clients, like really building that trust with them, letting them get to know you, letting them get to trust you, letting them get to like you, and booking with you, right? And those conversions don't always happen super quickly. They definitely can, especially if someone's going out and intentionally searching for service providers on Instagram. Those conversions can definitely happen at high rates and they can happen quickly. But typically, you're probably not going to get people converting as quickly and effectively as you are on Google. So, the difference with that is that on Google, you're not just trying to build, well, you do want to build up know, like, trust, but it's not just like this constant thing of nurturing people and, this powerhouse of content you got to be posting on all the time. The big difference here is that when people are searching for service providers like you on Google, they've already made the buying decision, which is a huge difference. They have already decided, typically, I'm going to get this service done. I just need to find somebody to book with. So if you can get found in these searches, it makes your likelihood of getting booked much higher. Your conversion rates are going to be much higher because they've already decided they wanted to get that service done. They just need to find somebody to book with. So that's one of the biggest differences is the conversions. When people find you on Google, especially if it's well set up, it's got all the information there, you're what they're looking for, then your conversion rates are going to be much higher when you are getting found on that platform, and you're not necessarily having to help nurture them to make that buying decision because they've already made the buying decision. They already know they're going to book the service. They just need to find someone to book with versus on Instagram or social media, a majority of the time, they have not made that buying decision yet. And you're nurturing them into that to warm up to you and to get to know you and your business and why these services are great and yada, yada, yada. Versus Google, they've made that buying decision. They know they want to book. They're looking for someone to book with actively. And so that's why a really well set up Google business profile can be such an asset to your business because it's going to help you just make conversions like crazy. Like when I was building my lash business, I would wake up to like, oh, someone's done a booking request, or oh, like I'm walking through Target with my kids and I'm getting all these booking requests. And Instagram was always my number one place that I got clients from just because I poured so much time, love, and effort and strategy into that. But Google was right up there with it and right like my second one behind it because, like I said, it's just a great platform to be on as a local business. So, let's talk about some of the key things that you need on your Google business profile to make it an effective place to get clients. So, first and foremost is just the setup of it. You don't want to be missing any information on there. You want your website, you want your phone number. And if you don't have a website, you can put your booking site link. If you don't have a booking site link, you could also put like your Facebook page link or your Instagram page link. So I would use your social media links as your website on there as a last resort. Preferably you have a website or a booking site that you are filtering people to, because really the purpose of social media and Google and all of that is to filter all your leads back to your website and let your websites do all the converting, right? Your social media can kind of help with those things, but the conversions actually happen like on your website. We're trying to push all our leads into there. So I would recommend having a website or a booking site. Make sure all of your information is there. If you're looking for a service provider and one has a website, one doesn't, like which one are you going to look at and consider more, right? One has a phone number, one doesn't. So you can call one and ask a question. You can't call the other and ask them a question. Like those are the little things that can make a big difference. So make sure all of your information is there. And then in your description on Google Business Profile, or really across any platform at this point, because Facebook, Instagram specifically, and TikTok, it's all kind of turning into search engines in a way. And people are searching on there more, but also the platforms are making them more search friendly. I'm like, how do I want to phrase this? In the sense that, like on Instagram, I'll give that as an example, just because they've made so many changes to make it more SEO friendly, which is search engine optimization friendly. So when you used to search on Instagram and say you typed in, like, I don't know, I used to lash in St. George, Utah. So if I typed in St. George lash artist, then the main way it would generate search results is by people's page names, which is why you'll see people have like a keyword like that in their page name because that's how it was mainly generating search results. Now, having a keyword in your page name is still a good thing, side note. However, That was the main way that Instagram generated search results was by page name. You couldn't really search and find things if like they had written something in their caption. You could search by hashtags, which is why hashtags worked so well, and they still work well if you're using them effectively, side note. But it would mainly generate search results by your page name. Versus now, a lot of the search results are not necessarily based on page name. It's based on like anything within the platform, whether that's the like description on your page, the page name, your username, your captions, your hashtags, anything that you type or write on the platform is searchable now. And then it's also searchable on Google itself as well. So, like, if someone's searching on Google, they can find your Instagram stuff. If it's relevant, then it will pop up in the results. So, it is a lot more SEO friendly now as far as like social media platforms go. But specifically on Google, especially in your description for your business, you want to make sure you're including keywords. Now, like I was saying, keywords are still important on social media too, but when we're talking about Google, in your page description, you want to make sure to include, I would say, at least 1 to 2 keywords minimum. So if you don't know what a keyword is, honestly, I think the best way for you to learn about that is to go get on YouTube, get on TikTok, get on Google, and go learn about it more in depth. But essentially, what it is what words are people typing into a search engine to find a business like yours in their area, right? So they're probably going to be searching something like, just as an example, St. George lash artist, St. George eyelash extensions, right? Like, what are they actually typing into the search engine? How are you using those words in your business description, in your captions, in your page descriptions, so that Google or any other social media platform finds your profile or business or post relevant to what they're searching for, right? If someone searched like St. George eyelash extensions and my business description said something about eyelash extensions in St. George, Utah, it would be like, oh, it's same. Like, let's put it in her search results because that is relevant. So that's just one of the ways. And then there's multiple different ways that Google like pairs, websites and things with search results, like generate search results. But this is going to be a really key one for you, especially on Google Business Profile, is ensuring that you have keywords in your description. So that's something that I recommend having on there. The next thing is Google reviews. This honestly is a huge way that Google is going to help recommend your page to potential clients when they're searching for you. If you have more Google reviews, especially if you have good reviews, not necessarily that I don't want to say like, especially if you have good reviews, but like if people like you, of course, Google's going to pick up on that and help recommend you more, right? But they really like reviews and you responding to the reviews, whether it's a positive review or a negative review. Google likes to see businesses that respond to their reviews. So, if you don't encourage clients to leave Google reviews right now, I would highly recommend that. If you're seeing a lull in bookings or calls or clicks to your website from your Google business profile, that's something that you can help do to boost that, is encourage clients to leave reviews. Now, this is something where I'm like, I would like used to like text specific clients. Not that like, oh, I'm only going to text the one, like if you have a good rapport with certain clients, like that was kind of how I looked at it. Like, oh, I have a really good relationship with this client. I'm just going to directly text her and ask her for a Google review, right? You could also automate that and set it up to where it automatically, like your booking site automatically sends out a text or an email asking for a Google review. You can do it however you want, but Google reviews are important to have if you want to get found on Google and get found by local potential clients in search results. The next thing is that you can actually repurpose your content from Instagram or Facebook onto Google Business Profile. Now, this is one of the places where I feel like social media pages, Instagram, Facebook specifically, kind of overlap with Google because you can repurpose content and you can kind of have like similar to like a feed on your Google Business Profile, similar to like a social media feed, right? But you wouldn't see like other people's posts in that feed, or you wouldn't be like interacting with people on that feed. It would just be your posts on your own feed, and people who find your Google Business profile can see those updates. So in this area, you can add updates, so like photos and like captions, and then you can also do like sales and events on there. So if you have like a sale going on, whether it's on services or retail, or like an event that's happening like customer appreciation, or we're doing this event with other local businesses, you can add that as an event on your Google Business profile. So there's a few different ways that you can like update that. And this is something that I recommend doing. We typically post for most of our full management clients. We're posting on there like 3 times a week. Now, you don't have to post on there that much, but I would recommend posting at least a few times a month minimum, just to help you keep that momentum up. And this is such a great way and another opportunity for you to get more of those keywords onto your Google page and onto your Google Business profile, so that you can help get found in searches more. So I feel like it's just more opportunities for Google to find that your profile is relevant to what they're searching for, because if you are using a really good keyword strategy, it will help you get found in search results. So with that, that's what we really focus on with our social media clients, and that's what I really focused on when I was building my lash business and using Google Business profile, was keywords. And let me tell you, this works because I still get calls, I don't want to say daily, but at least weekly minimum, from my Google Business profile that I no longer use for my lash business. Like, in fact, I think it might even say like closed on there, and I still get calls from it, of people looking for eyelash extensions or to get a fill done, even people looking for like trainings and things. Like, and that's from effort that I put in like 5+ years ago, 5, 6 years ago. Okay. So it really works, and it's a great long term strategy for getting that visibility online in your local area and really establishing yourself in your local area. And like, side note, I don't even live in St. George, Utah anymore, and I still get calls from there all the time of people looking for lash extensions, just purely because of like how well the Google worked for my business. The Google Business profile worked for my business. So this is definitely something to keep up on. Now, if you're like, okay, I really want to get visible on there, maybe I don't have the time to post 3 times a week, you could still, like, up front, if you're just getting started with it, I would recommend posting, at least 3 times a week. That way you can just get more keywords on there, you get that momentum going. Then once you see people calling you from there, texting you from there, or you're getting website clicks from it, then you can say, oh, okay, this is starting to work for me. And then maybe you can like bump that frequency that you're posting on there down. But you can make it really easy for yourself by just repurposing your Instagram or your Facebook posts onto Google. Now, side note on this, I typically don't post videos very much on Google, just for like copyright sound reasons. Like, they're really strict on that from my experience, and they'll flag your post and take it down if there's any copyrighted sounds in there. So I don't do as many videos. I typically will do like photos or like static posts, maybe graphics and things, but you can post videos on there. Just be mindful of what sound you're using. Another random side note with that is, like, when you're doing updates on your Google Business profile, you can't write like a phone number or like a website in the caption that you're writing on an update. Just a side note on there. Your post will get flagged and your post will get taken down. So, just a couple little side notes of things that like I've learned along the way with those updates. But really, this can be so easy for you if you are using a scheduling platform like Metricool. And I will put the link for that in the show notes just so you can go check it out. But that's the post scheduler that I personally use for my own business. And then we use it across the board for our clients as well, our social media clients, to schedule out content to get posted. The nice part about Metricool versus, say, like Meta scheduling, because you can use like the Meta Business Suite to schedule your Facebook and Instagram posts, which is great, and it's a great like feature to be utilizing. But the nice part about using a third party scheduler like Metricool is that you can take the same post and put it up on Facebook, Instagram, Google Business profile, and or any other social media platform at the exact same time with only one upload. So you upload it one time and it'll go out across all the different platforms. And you can customize, like, okay, I want it to say this on Facebook, I want it to say this on Instagram, and I want like the Google business profile post to have a different description on it or have a different caption on it. You upload the photo or the video, and then you can edit by platform and put whatever you want for each of the platforms. So it's nice because it's very customizable, and then you're only having to upload it one time and it's going up in multiple different places. So you don't have to go manually upload it to Facebook, Instagram, Google Business Profile, right? You can be showing up on multiple different platforms in less time and gaining all of that visibility without having to spend hours and hours online. So this is why I really love and encourage a social media scheduling platform like Metricool. I feel like Metricool is very user friendly too. I don't know, it's just the one that I found that I like the most. But yeah, if you don't already do that, that makes it so easy for you to just repurpose your Instagram or Facebook content right onto Google Business Profile, and it helps you stay active over there. One of the big differences that I do find with like the content that you're posting on one versus the other is like you don't have to post like the funny reels or the memes or things like that on your Google Business Profile. It's more like the educational posts, the before and afters. Before and afters are huge on there. The different styles that you offer, things like that. It's more of the educational posts and the sales posts with like a couple connection posts with like your photo or your face mixed in there. And I feel like those do really well on Google Business Profile. And one of the last things that I would say with Google Business Profile is that typically it's going to give you recommendations of things that it wants you to do, like, oh, go ask your, clients for reviews, ask people for reviews, ask your customer for reviews. Or it'll say like, oh, make an update post or update your description. Are these hours correct or whatever? And whatever it tells you to do, I would do that. The happier that you can make Google, the better, and the more it's going to recommend you in search results. But yeah, all in all, a really well set up profile with all the information there, with keywords in your description, in your page description, in your updates, really clear photos, good lighting, good angles. You can add photos of like your studio space, what that looks like. Those are great things to have on there. Have reviews from your clients on there, and just make sure to be updating it with sales or events or different posts. You can repurpose that content like we were talking about and just keep your page up to date. And all those things over time are going to help build up. Now, I would say Google Business Profile isn't necessarily one of those platforms where you're going to set it up and you're going to start posting on it and you're going to get clients from it right away. It's more of a long game in the sense of like the results build up over time. I always tell like our clients with Google Business Profile, like expect to start seeing results, like initial results from the differences and changes that we make to your profile within about 2 to 3 months or more. Just because it takes a little bit to kind of get out there, get, integrated into Google's, I don't know what it's called, like their algorithm or whatever, and just to start building up that momentum. And we also, for our social media clients, we look at like the analytics from the Google Business Profile and like, okay, what searches are you getting found under? Are we getting found under keywords that we want to get found under? Like, how do we need to adjust the keyword strategy accordingly to what you're getting found under? Like, there's different ways that you can actually take the analytics and adjust your strategy based off of them. That would be like a completely different episode just because there's a lot that can go into that as well. But that is something you can pay attention to is, what keywords are you getting found under? And I also would look at how many people are clicking through to your website, how many people are calling you, because those conversion metrics are going to really inform you as to whether what you're doing on Google Business Profile is working, because truly you should be getting consistent website clicks and phone calls and bookings from Google Business Profile. You should be getting found on there and getting clients from there. And if you're not, then something's not right. You're missing information. You need different keywords to be using. You stay a little more active on it. Ask your clients for reviews. Like, go in there and figure out what you can adjust because that's going to make a difference. And little side note here with something I found with some past students and clients is that if you are getting website clicks or phone calls or, people clicking through from Google, you see in your analytics, people are clicking through my website, people are calling, but people aren't converting into clients, then that's typically a website issue where like, okay, you need to update something on your website because the leads are coming in, but then once they go to their website, the leads die off. So what do we need to adjust with the website? When you're looking at the analytics, it tells you everything you need to know. And it tells you where to make the adjustments and where to make the changes with your strategy and all of that. All in all, if you have these things, you have it well set up, you're using it consistently, you've got the reviews, you will get clients from it, I promise you, within a few months or so. In 2020, when I moved and I was rebuilding my lash clientele, it took me probably about 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks to even just see like the first person to like book from Google or call me from Google. It takes a little bit of time, but don't ghost it, don't skip out on it because I promise you it'll be one of the most reliable platforms for you when you are using it consistently. I remember with one of our social media clients who we were just purely running their Google business profile for them. And the first couple of months in, which I had told her beforehand, like, look, this is a long game. It's going to take it's going to take some time to get the keyword strategy going, to, get the momentum built that we want to see and to start seeing results from this. A couple months in, she's like, oh, is this working? This is these analytics, like this is high, this is low, blah, blah, blah. So we kind of went through the analytics and explained it to her and like, okay, we can adjust this and do that. And actually, no, it is working. This is what we want to see. But then it was funny because she was all worried, like, oh my gosh, is this working or not? And after we had worked with them, like, I think we ended up working with her. I can't remember the total amount of time, but it had been at least like 6 months or more. And by the time we got done working with her, her and her lash artist that worked with her were like booked out, could barely take any new clients, and like she was able to really get those consistent leads in. And it wasn't just from her Google, but it definitely helped a lot. Like her social media stuff, she did really well with, and like her in-person marketing, she did really well with. So I feel like all in all, like in conjunction of all those things, she was able to get her and her lash artist booked out really well. It really did help with the Google side of things. And it was just funny because she was panicking, is this working? And then by the time she got done working with us, when they couldn't take any more clients and her business was kind of shifting into something different, wasn't taking lash clients anymore, she was like, this really did work. She's like, I don't know what you did, but it worked. If you're not on Google Business Profile, highly recommend it. It's free to go set one up. You go to the website, it'll walk you through setup. You will have to verify your business with the little video thing. Just as a side note, you do have to verify like your address. And then if you are using Google Business Profile, but you're not finding that it's getting you consistent leads, go on there, freshen it up, see what you can change up with the keywords, with how often you're posting updates on there, all the things that we've talked about today. And do it consistently, see the results you're going to get from it. I hope this is helpful for you guys. This is one of my favorite platforms for beauty businesses just because it is such a great one. So if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at XOEricaShram. And then make sure you are subscribed to Lash Biz Babes wherever you listen to your podcast at so that you can get notified when new episodes go live every Tuesday morning. I love you. Have the best week, and I will talk to you again next week.